Olivia, may I have a word with you?
Yes, Brittany. What is it?
You need to be more considerate of those around you.
Huh? What do you mean all of a sudden?
I mean exactly what I said. I guess you don't realize how bad you are at housework. You see what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Because you don't do your part, poor Paul has to suffer.
I'm sorry. I thought I was doing my best.
Oh my! Paul has never praised you, has he?
Well,
that's all your fault too. The reason he doesn't defend you.
I don't think that's true. I believe Paul appreciates me even if he doesn't say it.
What? How presumptuous! You're just not trying hard enough. You need to get it together.
Right.
I really feel sorry for my son. If you were more careful, we could have been a better family. Too bad.
I'll work harder from now on and make a home Paul can be happy with.
Don't forget those words.
Yes.
For example, the way you fold the laundry is so sloppy. Paul has a demanding sales job, you know? Have you ever thought about that?
You're right. I'll be more careful.
And when he gets home from work, the house should be a relaxing environment, don't you think? With your cooking too, you need to put in more effort for balanced nutrition. At the very least, you should master his favorite dishes. That's a wife's duty.
I understand.
Also, socialize with the relatives more often. As part of this family, it's expected. I don't know if you're shy or what, but you are not a child.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It seems like the neighbors don't have a good impression of us either.
Even them?
You really need to be more self-aware and put in the effort.
Yes.
Olivia, are you truly remorseful with that attitude? Paul is too kind to really criticize you, but you need to realize just how inconsiderate you're being.
Sorry.
For my son's sake, you need to be a better wife. If you don't get your act together, our entire family's reputation will suffer.
I'll be more mindful.
Do you remember me? What an inconsiderate, unmannerly daughter-in-law you are.
Uh-huh. Brittany, it's been a long time.
How dare you? There's a way to speak to your mother-in-law.
I'm simply stating facts.
It's been 5 years since you stopped associating with the relatives, hasn't it? A long time, but also not that long. This time, you'll have no choice but to live with us again. So, when will you be moving back here?
Brittany, it's been a while. But no, you're not my mother-in-law anymore.
What are you talking about? How presumptuous of a daughter-in-law.
Huh? I'm no longer in a position to have anything to do with you.
What do you mean? At a time when your husband is in serious trouble?
Serious trouble?
Well, I'd be shocked too if my husband's affair came out. But a wife must stay strong. You have to tolerate your husband's infidelity.
No.
No. Do you realize how much we've struggled while you were gone? My son has been anguished because of you.
Suffering?
Yes. It's irresponsible for you to abandon your family over your husband's affair. You should be supporting him.
Supporting him?
Yes. Marriage is about overcoming difficulties together. You have no sense of family responsibility.
But I
don't want to hear excuses. Come back immediately and fulfill your family duty.
But
Don't but me. Have you considered how much my son has suffered while you're gone?
no,
It's really pathetic. How pitiful that my son has a wife like you.
that's harsh.
It's embarrassing you were ever part of this family.
Embarrassing?
Yes, be more self-aware.
Understood. But Brittany, we've already...
Let me say it again. You need to come back and support my son. That's your duty. That's enough. Yes, you have that responsibility. You need to move in now. It's your duty as a family.
Responsibility?
That's right.
But Brittany, we've already divorced.
Divorced? I don't believe that.
It's been 5 years.
What? My son never told me.
We've gone our separate ways.
You are still responsible for him.
But I am no longer in a position to be involved.
Of course you are. You were family.
But I have a new life now.
A new life? That's irrelevant.
I'm sorry, but I can't discuss this further.
How pitiful that my son has a wife like you deserting him.
You see, Paul and I are already divorced.
I understand wanting a divorce, but that's no good.
Even if you say no, we don't have feelings for each other. I don't think I want to get back together too.
You're abandoning Paul?
Abandon?
Divorcing now would ruin your reputation too, you know.
Excuse me?
My son is in a wheelchair because of the accident, and as a wife, you are going to take care of him.
Huh?
That's what married couples do.
Wait, you said he is in a wheelchair from an accident? This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Huh? Oh, so that's it. He came back home alone so he wouldn't worry you.
No,
What a kind boy. To think of others even badly disabled himself. Yet you, his wife, never even visited him in the hospital. You cold-blooded person. Heartless wretch.
We've gone our separate ways. I think we should respect his new life.
I won't accept that. You're just running away.
I'm not running. I
don't want excuses. If you abandon him, I won't forgive you.
It's not about forgiving. We're no longer involved.
You were part of this family.
Please, let me explain fully. There seems to be some misunderstanding and missing information.
Misunderstanding? Missing information? What is it?
First of all, the affair you mentioned was over 5 years ago, when Paul and I divorced.
Huh? It's not that you don't want a divorce. It had already happened years ago.
Yes, that's right. After our divorce, I heard he remarried the woman he had the affair with.
I beg your pardon?
So I haven't seen or heard about him in 5 years. Until speaking with you now about his wheelchair situation, which is very unfortunate. But given that background, Paul and I are already separate people, living different lives. I don't think he would want me caring for him now.
I haven't heard any of that.
It seems so, but it's the truth.
No, you're lying.
Huh?
5 years ago was around when you cut off all ties with Paul's family. After that, he only came to family events by himself.
Exactly, because we had divorced.
Shut up! You're just making up obvious lies because you don't want to care for your wheelchair-bound husband.
I'm not lying. You can check our records.
Like, I'll waste my time believing a lying wife?
Yeah.
Anyway, you need to move back here and live with us immediately. Of course, you'll keep working since he can't for a while. We'll rely on you to support us, and we'll need to renovate the house to be wheelchair accessible. All those costs will be on you.
This is all ridiculous.
How dare you abandon my son when he needs you?
Please confirm the truth with him. Even if you don't believe me, I'm only stating facts. Excuse me.
Where are you going? This conversation isn't over.
I won't continue this pointless discussion any further.
Pointless? You really are heartless.
Whether I seem heartless is your own emotional issue. I've only stated facts.
You're not seeing reality. Fulfill your family duty.
What duty? We've legally severed ties.
Legal ties may be cut, but not emotional ones.
That's your view. We chose separate lives.
While my son suffers, you'll do nothing?
Which is why I ask you confirm the facts for his sake too. Now if you'll excuse me.
Olivia, I need to ask you something. What about your job? You need to work steadily or you'll struggle financially going forward.
Huh? What do you mean?
Always playing dumb. You quit your job, didn't you? Just last month, they said.
What? Did you contact my workplace?
I went there in person. When I asked to see you at the reception, they said you had resigned. As the wife who will need to support Paul from now on, what were you thinking, you fool?
This again. How can I get you to believe we're divorced? You could just ask your son and know the truth.
Ugh. You bring up such a foul mood when I mention it. I bet Paul is afraid the breadwinner abandoned him. Oh, poor Paul. That's why you need to come live with us immediately. And I can't believe you just quit your job.
By the way, I heard you contacted my parents. They gave you the same answer as I did, but you didn't believe them. Instead, you yelled at them.
Enough blabbering. Start preparing to move in and find a new job immediately. As the ex-wife, you'll care for our wheelchair-bound son for life. Not like you could remarry anyway.
My remarriage prospects are none of your business. My life is mine to decide.
I feel even more sorry for my son. Try to understand how your irresponsibility hurts him.
Who's being irresponsible? I made the decision to take back my life.
That doesn't mean abandoning the family.
Our bond as a family should be mutually respected. I have continued to respect it, but that respect was not reciprocated.
I can't believe this.
Let me explain. I quit my job to follow my new husband's career relocation.
What? New husband? Paul hasn't relocated. He had to quit after the accident.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I've remarried.
Huh? Remarried?
Yes. My current husband is in a job that requires frequent relocating over the next decade or so. So I chose to work remotely. Understand?
What the hell? So, you're the one who cheated? I'll sue you for damages. Be prepared.
You know, Brittany, I met my new husband through matchmaking a year after divorcing Paul. So how does that make sense?
You're just telling convenient lies. A divorce now would clearly mean abandoning your wheelchair-bound husband.
When did the accident happen?
6 months ago.
Our divorce was 5 years before that, so I have zero reason to be involved now, right?
Of course not. When he got into the accident, he said his wife caught him cheating. So he fled with the mistress by car, driving too fast and crashing.
Actually, I didn't witness any affair. I hired a private investigator to uncover his cheating.
What?
If you want, I can show you the investigation report from that time.
Wait, so what was Paul talking about?
Well, could he have cheated again after remarrying?
Huh?
He might be talking about his current wife.
Wait, what?
Anyway, you have to clarify everything with Paul. If you keep harassing me, I'll explore legal options. Excuse me.
Just a moment. This isn't over.
The conclusion won't change.
Paul wouldn't do such a thing. You're mistaken.
Then you should check with him yourself. Our issues are settled.
I can't believe my son cheated again.
Whether you believe it depends on his actions. So look into what he did properly.
It's hard to take your word for it.
Review the investigation report. It shows the truth. To avoid further misunderstanding, I'll excuse myself now.
I'm sorry to keep messaging you, but I really need to discuss something with you. I'll be brief. Can you spare some time?
I don't have anything to talk with you.
I understand if you feel our discussions are over, but please hear me out.
What is it?
Paul finally told me everything.
I see. So you understand now that what I've been saying is the truth.
Yes, I suppose so. He didn't want me to know that his affair caused your divorce. That's why he claimed you grew distant from the family because you disliked associating with them. He also couldn't admit that he remarried his affair partner back then.
I see.
But then he cheated again with someone else, causing that accident. As his mother, I had to find out the truth about him cheating and the accident with a mistress.
I understand. Now that you do, that's all I needed. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait. This is the main point.
What is it?
Would you consider reconciling with Paul?
What?
You said you work remotely now, meaning you're always home. You are in the perfect environment to take care of him. You loved each other once, and your current marriage was arranged. So ending it may be easier than a love match. His affair partner is out of the picture too. You and Paul could start over again.
Who are you to say that?
What?
First of all, it was your constant nagging as a mother-in-law that first made me consider divorce.
Me?
Not just in person. Endless needling, phone calls, texts, emails, a barrage of snide remarks, and insults I'll never forget.
I didn't mean to.
Anyway, I have no intention of divorcing my current husband, so leave me alone.
Wait, I apologize for any grief I caused you, but please, help us. I didn't know he was troubled even after remarrying. We're both in very difficult situations now. We need your help. Please don't abandon us.
That's impossible. I can't go back to the past. I'm remarried now. Please do not contact me again. Goodbye. That whole incident was entirely due to my former mother-in-law acting on her own. She was desperately trying to make me take care of Paul again. But it was all based on her own misguided assumptions. When Paul found out what she had done, I heard he really laid into her. I wish she would reflect on how her selfish actions caused so many problems for him. After that, Brittany and Paul were left with no money, forcing them into a life of poverty together. She had to downgrade to a tiny apartment, severely cutting expenses while supporting his needs. Well, it's got nothing to do with me anymore. I am living a peaceful and happy life with my current husband. By choosing my own path, I was able to regain inner peace.
Hey, Ava. Do you have a minute? It's about the food at the wedding. My parents want the highest grade of food.
Your parents seem to be foodies. I understand their desire to have a delicious meal, But if we order the highest grade course, the price will go up by about $40 per person. Isn't that too much for our budget?
You know what? My parents and I want to make all of our guests happy. And yet, don't just say we don't have enough budget.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm sure the guests will be happy even if the food is not the highest grade. The wedding place has a reputation for delicious food. I don't think we have to go out of our way to get the higher rank.
Are you still talking about money? Well, your family is poor.
Poor? That's not true. Both my parents are still working.
My parents said they would pay for whatever it goes over the budget, so we can do whatever we want.
My parents would feel bad if they did that.
Because you and your parents are so stingy. It's no wonder.
You don't have to talk like that.
Hey, Ava, do you have a minute?
Sure, I was just eating dinner. What's up?
I'm discussing the groom's side of the guests with my parents. We're going to have about 20 more guests than we had planned. Can you please invite 20 less people on the bride's side?
20? I don't want to reduce the number of people from my office and my friends from school. I'll have to ask my parents to reduce the number of their acquaintances.
Please do.
But with 20 people, I don't think I can invite anyone other than relatives. Both of my parents are still working. They said they wanted to invite a few people from their workplace. Can you at least reduce the number of guests by 7 or 8? I think I can do 12 people in all.
Why?
Because we have some people we plan to invite.
Why do you care about them?
What?
The groom's side is more important than the bride's side, no matter what you think. We don't need people from your parents' workplace. We don't even know them.
Then what about people from your parents' workplace?
My parents are popular even by the younger staff. So of course, we're going to invite them. They're not like your parents.
What do you mean by that? What difference does it make?
It means we can't adjust the number of people because of your parents.
What? That's a terrible thing to say. Don't you think you're being unreasonable?
Isn't it obvious? My parents are saying they're willing to pay more for the wedding. So don't you think they should be the one to invite more people than yours?
You're being too arrogant. You changed the food to the highest grade and changed the flowers and gifts without consulting me. You and our parents change everything, right? And you did it without consulting me or my parents.
Isn't that natural? I'm the man who's going to be the head of the family. If I just do whatever you say, I won't be able to save my reputation.
I don't think it's about your reputation. We're going to be husband and wife. I think we should discuss it with both families.
What do you mean, both families? Your family is poorer than my family. The lower-ranked ones should just be quiet and do as we say. That's what my father used to say. If you're poor, then you just stay poor and shut up and do as you're told. If you interfere too much, it will become a big problem.
I can't believe what you're saying. My parents aren't meddling. I'm just referring to the fact that you have changed everything without consulting us. And you're the one who's changing things all on your own, right?
Huh? You're going to be my wife, right?
Yeah?
If you're going to be my wife, you'll have to follow my orders.
Huh?
You're always nagging on the decisions I've made, aren't you? Can't you just say yes? When you come to be my wife, I'm the one you have to take care of the most. Then my parents, then yours. That's why you shouldn't go against my decisions.
Why do you rank them so high? I don't understand.
Because you won't shut up and listen to me. And now your parents are interfering too, right? You don't know enough about being a wife.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, what I say is absolute. You'll have to follow my decision. Remember that.
Hey, Henry? The time of the wedding can't be changed now, right?
I've never heard of changing it the day before. Why?
Well, my father hasn't been feeling well since this morning. He says he's dizzy and lightheaded.
He didn't drink too much or something, did he?
No. He never drinks at home.
Oh, I got it.
What?
He doesn't love you enough.
What do you mean?
He's sick because his beloved daughter's wedding is tomorrow. He doesn't care about our marriage. That's why he's feeling dizzy.
Our marriage has nothing to do with his condition. What if my father is seriously ill or something?
I don't care about your father. If you're worried, take him to the doctor now. There's a clinic nearby, right?
That's what I'm suggesting. He says he won't see a doctor until after the wedding. He says he has to make sure everything is okay.
Well, then it sounds like there's no problem, is there? We are going to have a wedding as planned, just like your father wished.
But I'm worried. Can't we move the time so he can get some rest?
What are you talking about? We're not the only ones involved in the wedding, okay? A lot of people are involved, including the wedding staff, family members, and guests. How can we change the time because of your father's dizziness?
You're such a cold person. Don't you get worried when your parents are sick in bed?
I'm telling you to use common sense. Can you change many people's schedule for one person? Ava, calm down a little.
Henry.
Besides, I told you, if you're going to marry into our family, I'm the first priority. Then our parents and your parents are the lowest priority. Changing the time of the wedding for your father's sake is outrageous. And at this hour, the day before?
Of course I'll be the one calling people, okay? I'm going to call each and everyone who's coming to the wedding.
You're stubborn. There's no way things are going to go as you wish. I've got to get ready for tomorrow, so I'm going to end this conversation now.
Okay. Henry, are you at the venue yet?
We're on our way. We'll be there in a few more minutes.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but on the way to the venue, my father was in a car accident. I just got the call and he's unconscious.
What?
He should have come with me. He said he still felt dizzy this morning, so I guess that's why he had the accident. I'm going to the hospital now, so can we cancel the wedding?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I explained the situation to the staff at the ceremony. The staff told me that if he was unconscious, I should go to him right away. I don't know how my father is, so I'll go to the hospital right now.
Wait a minute. You've got to be kidding me. Have you left the hall yet?
I just left. It's good that I got out before I got dressed. I was still in my clothes, so I could leave the venue right away.
You think you can do that? What are you doing? Our wedding is more important than your father.
What? My father is unconscious. He might be in a serious condition. I'll regret it for the rest of my life if something happens to him.
All the relatives are here, so come back quickly. There will be a lot of guests at the reception. If you think about the guests, the reception is more important, right?
Why should I prioritize the wedding when my father is unconscious and in danger? Why should I put your relatives first? My father is more important than the wedding.
What are you talking about? Don't be so selfish.
You're the one who's being selfish. My father is unconscious. I may never see him again. How can you put the wedding reception first when... You know what? This is enough. There will be no wedding with you. Let's call off the marriage.
Huh? What are you talking about? Calm down a little. What's the point of calling off the wedding? We've been preparing for months, remember?
I really want to call off the marriage. If I marry someone like you, there will be a lot of unhappiness ahead. You're going to hell.
What? Just calm down. You're going to ruin the wedding and the reception. There are a lot of bigwigs coming today.
I'm canceling the wedding and reception. What's with all the bigwigs? How dare you say such a thing?
What the hell?
I know something.
Know what?
You're having an affair with a girl in accounting at work, aren't you?
What are you suddenly saying? Are you crazy?
Actually, I started getting threatening emails a few days ago.
Threatening emails?
Yes, they were all about you.
What?
Don't get married to Henry. If you don't stop, I'll come and mess up the wedding. I'm Sarah, the accountant. I'm supposed to get married to Henry. I was getting these messages every day. I stopped opening it halfway through because it was getting annoying.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you have a lot of bigwigs coming over today, don't you? We can check it out, right?
Idiot. Don't do that. It's disgraceful.
It's not disgraceful. What kind of plan is it to cheat on me before we're married? Can you tell her that I'll talk to her later?
Don't do anything selfish. If you do it, I won't forgive you.
That's what I'm trying to say. The marriage is called off and you're just a stranger to me now. Let me tell you something. I'll charge you plenty of alimony.
What do you mean alimony? You're the one who ruined the wedding and reception. I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm the one who's going to charge you for the wedding and the fees.
I'm going to have to go through a lawyer later, but first and foremost, I'm worried about my father, so I'm going to do it later. I'll be in touch, so wait for it.
Hi, Ava. I'm sorry about the other day. The wedding and reception were suddenly canceled, and I was panicking too. I know I was harsh with you. I'm sorry. So, how's your dad doing?
I'm not sure yet, but he's stable now. I guess the rest depends on his own vitality. I'm sure he'll do his best to get his strength back.
Well, that's good to hear. Don't worry about the ceremony. It's not canceled. It's been postponed. We can hold the wedding again after your father gets better.
What are you talking about?
What?
I said I'm calling off the wedding, didn't I?
What? Did you say that? I was too upset to remember. And I'm not going to call off my marriage.
Huh? You're trying to avoid paying damages to the wedding hall, aren't you?
What are you talking about? I'm serious.
I've talked to the staff at the wedding hall too, since it's true that I caused them trouble.
I see.
And I heard something. Right after that, the woman with whom you had an affair came barging in, didn't she?
What?
And then she took a pair of scissors and ripped up the wedding dress I was supposed to wear. She also knocked over the entire table set. It looks like she broke most of the glassware. Even the staff was surprised.
You know that much?
The staff is going to charge you for the damages for messing up the reception hall and for ruining the dress. Maybe you and she can split the charge. I'm sure the two of you could discuss about it.
Oh no, I had nothing to do with that. She did that on her own. More importantly, I'm marrying you. Let's wait for your father's recovery and discuss the date of the wedding.
That's not going to happen.
Huh?
I'm fed up with your arrogant attitude. I don't know if you want to pretend to be a husband or what. You are the most priority? You've got to be kidding me. I don't want a self-centered man who doesn't have a shred of kindness in his heart.
Don't say that. I'm sure I've had my moments of arrogance, but that was just me trying to show off my manliness to you.
Manliness? If you think looking down on people is manliness, I despise you. You even cheated on me. Anyway, I'm not going to marry you.
Don't say that. I love you, Ava. I'm sorry your father had an accident just when we were about to get married. I'll wait as long as you want me to.
You just don't want to pay for the damages and alimony, and don't want the world to find out that you've been cheating on me.
What are you talking about? No, I'm not.
You always put yourself first. If you're going to marry me, it should only be a means to protect yourself. I would never do anything to bring misfortune to myself. Too bad.
That's not true. I love you with all my heart. That's why I'm willing to take the time to marry you. You can declare it to all the guests.
Stop it! You're making me nauseous. Most of all, I can't forgive you for disrespecting my father. I can't forgive you for taking my father's life so lightly. You know that maybe he would have lost his life?
I know. I am truly sorry.
And yet you told me that your wedding and reception were more important than my father. I would never marry someone like that. Don't be ridiculous. I'm going to give you the maximum punishment and say goodbye.
Maximum punishment?
I told you, in addition to damages, I'm going to charge alimony. In the last 2 days, my lawyer made the woman you had an affair with tell me everything. You've been together for a year now. Isn't that when you started dating?
No, it wasn't. What is she talking about?
Whenever I couldn't see you because you had to work late, it seemed like you were always seeing her. She submitted a lot of photos as evidence. I'm so grateful. I didn't even have to ask for them. Some of them were taken in bed. I have all of her statements on tape, so I can charge her the maximum amount of compensation.
Oh no.
I wonder if this woman has a little trouble understanding. She even went into a lot of detail even though she's going to be charged herself. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just grateful.
Wait a minute. I really want to marry you. We got engaged, and if nothing happened, we would have gotten married that day. Isn't that right?
I'm telling you, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to marry a selfish person like you. My father's life is far, far more important to me than yours. I'm sure I'll be busy taking care of him for some time to come. Don't contact me anymore.
Don't be so cold. I'll do whatever you want me to.
I'm sure you'll have to go through a lawyer from here on out. I hope you'll do as you're told and proceed with the procedure.
Ava, wait. Think again. We loved each other, remember?
Enough. I'm going to turn off my phone now because I'm at the hospital. And I'm going to block your account. Well, goodbye.
Ava, don't say that. Please reconsider. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry.
After that, I filed a claim for alimony against Henry and the woman he cheated on me with through my lawyer. Because there was a lot of evidence that the cheating partner submitted on her own, Henry couldn't even make any excuses, so they both paid me in one lump sum. On top of that, Henry was also charged cancellation fee and damages from the wedding venue. He had to borrow a lot of money to pay it all back. Security cameras were installed at the wedding venue, and we were able to see the cheating partner tearing the dress to shreds, and the scene of Henry and the cheating partner struggling with each other. For some reason, his affair became rumors in the company. He is now working alone with everyone looking at him coldly. The partner who had an affair with him could no longer stand the cold stares from those around her and left the company. I don't know what happened to them after that. I heard that Henry was working part-time at night because he couldn't keep up with the repayments from his company's income alone. He deserves it. It's none of my business anymore. I decided to buy an apartment with the alimony they paid me. I am relieved that my father has regained his health and is now doing well in his rehabilitation. From now on, I would like to make a fresh start and devote myself to my work. I will leave romance behind for a while.
Hi, Martha. It's been a while. Do you have a minute?
Hey, Sherry. It's been ages, hasn't it? It's been difficult to stay in touch since your divorce with James a year ago. How have you been? Are you doing okay?
Of course. There's no way I'd ever feel down. I'm doing great. I reached out because I've got some exciting news to share.
What's going on?
I'm getting married again.
What? Getting married again less than a year after the divorce?
Is there something wrong with that?
No, it's not like that. I'm just surprised.
Guys just can't resist a catch like me, right? Anyway, we've decided to have a small wedding ceremony. Of course, you and my son will come, won't you?
Yeah, you're Nick's mother, so...
Okay, good. Since you've got great taste, I've got a few things I'd like your help with.
You need my help?
Yes, I want you to help me pick out my dress.
What? But it's your own wedding. I think you should choose what you like.
What? Are you trying to say I'm too old to make choices?
No, that's not what I meant. I just want you to have a dress you truly adore for the memorable occasion. But if you're okay with me picking, then of course I'll gladly choose.
Why didn't you just say that from the beginning? No need for all that fancy talk.
Sorry.
Oh, and don't forget to pick out accessories and shoes to go with the dress.
You want me to choose everything for you?
You're quite persistent, aren't you? If I ask you to do something, just shut up and do it. You're so annoying.
I'm sorry.
Hurry up and decide since we're short on time. Just pick something that will make me look amazing.
Okay.
Martha, have you heard from Mom?
Yeah, she hit me up like an hour ago. I was going to talk to you about it when you get home.
Seriously, what's she thinking? It's only been a year since a divorce with Dad, and now she's having a wedding? Isn't that embarrassing? And there'll be loads of people at the ceremony who know Dad.
I bet your mother feels like a woman again after the divorce. I get where she's coming from. If it makes her happy, let's just celebrate and be happy for her.
I guess. Mom asked you to do a bunch of stuff, huh?
Oh, she asked me to pick out her dress, accessories, and shoes. She told me to choose a dress that makes her look the most beautiful.
Man, I'm sorry about that, babe. I thought things would settle down a bit after the divorce. But dealing with Mom is no easy task.
Well, I do work in apparel, so I don't mind choosing dresses and accessories. Plus, I've got a friend who works at a dress rental shop. So I'm getting some help from her. Already reached out.
Seriously, I hope she better not cause any trouble for your friend. As long as Mom doesn't start picking on her like usual.
I'll smooth things over there. Anyway, I'm planning to get everything ready in time for your mother's wedding.
I'm so sorry, and thank you for everything.
Don't sweat it. Divorced or not, she's still your mother, right? And you're my husband. So I'll help out as much as I can.
Thank you. I'll make it up to you.
Okay. A fancy ice cream would do it.
Martha, listen. Stay calm. I just got a call saying Dad collapsed and he's unconscious.
What?
He went to work as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just doing his job at the office. He was sitting at his desk sorting through documents when suddenly he collapsed along with his chair.
No way. He was in such good health.
A co-worker called an ambulance in a panic, and they rushed him to the hospital. He's still unconscious. I'm on my way to the hospital now. Could you come too?
Of course. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Martha! What are you doing? Today's my wedding day. You said you'd come to pick me up after 8:30. What on earth are you doing, Martha?
Sherry, what are you talking about? You got a call from Nick, right?
From Nick? I don't know. I don't have time to check my phone on the morning of my wedding day.
We've been reaching out since the other day.
I don't care about your messages. We'll meet later anyway. What about my ride? I've still got makeup, hair, and getting into my dress to do. And I won't make it on time.
Sherry, are you being serious?
Of course. It's my wedding. I don't have time for jokes.
You really don't know anything, do you?
What's going on?
I thought your wedding was canceled.
What? Why would I do that? I'll never forgive anyone who tries to cancel my wedding.
I don't get it.
What right do you have to cancel my wedding? I can't believe you'd even think of doing something like that. I'm going to ask Nick to divorce you.
Sherry, what are you talking about in a situation like this?
Shut it. You're just my daughter-in-law. You never approved of my remarriage. Or were you trying to mess with me? I won't forget this. If you cancel my wedding without asking, I'll make you divorce my son too.
You really have no idea?
What in the hell are you talking about?
I'm sure you've heard from Nick too. He said he called you and texted you.
What is it? Just tell me already, jeez. You really want to ruin my wedding so bad, huh?
It's not that. Please, calm down.
What is it? You're not picking me up. You canceled my wedding. What on earth are you trying to do?
We're in the middle of James' funeral.
Huh?
Nick has reached out multiple times.
I don't know anything about that. He passed away?
He collapsed at work 2 days ago. It looks like it was heart failure. We were so shocked, didn't know what to do. But we had to start getting ready for the funeral immediately. So, for now, we had to cancel your wedding.
That's a lie.
We've been trying to get a hold of you, but you were ignoring us.
No. What about my wedding?
I'm just as clueless about this situation, but it looks like all the relatives invited to your wedding are at the funeral. So even if the wedding happened, hardly any guests from the bride's side could attend.
Even if you say that, my partner is waiting for me. What are you going to do?
Your partner is here too.
What?
I heard that your partner is a colleague of James from his company. I didn't know until just before the funeral started.
Huh? He's there? Why? It's the day of the wedding.
Your partner. He heard about it through the company and even came to the wake. He's a great guy, handling it so well despite the complications from his position.
Oh, no.
What have you been up to the past 2 days?
I was preparing for my wedding.
What do you mean?
I went to the spa, hair salon, and got my nails done. I was getting ready for my big day.
So, you've been spending these past 2 days just for yourself?
Isn't that just how it is for a bride right before her wedding?
But you had time to check your phone, didn't you? I called you so many times, and so did Nick. Even your partner tried to reach you last night.
He did? I don't know anything about that.
Anyway, the funeral is about to start. I'll talk to you later.
Mom, Dad's funeral just finished. Considering he lived with us until a year ago, it's unbelievable how you could act like nothing happened.
Well, I didn't know, so what could I do?
The relatives were all appalled. They said they'd cut ties with you for good.
Even if they said that, I have my own life too.
Even your new partner was appalled.
What?
Come to think of it, when you two started dating, wasn't it before the divorce? Your partner said he didn't even know you were married. Apparently, you told him you were a widow who lost your husband 10 years ago, or something like that.
That's,
You're so selfish and self-centered. Your partner obviously didn't know you were still married. But when Dad collapsed, it was him who rushed to help him.
Oh, really? Was that so? Well, he's a kind man.
That's when he found a family photo on his desk.
Family photo?
Dad had a picture of the three of us, you and me, on his desk.
What?
Dad probably still had some love for you somewhere deep down.
He did.
Your partner must have been really shocked, huh? He was planning to marry you without knowing anything. I can only imagine how guilty he must feel.
He didn't do anything wrong. It's all on me. I didn't tell him anything.
That's right. It's all on you. Look at how much you've hurt Mr. Johnson. And then you dumped all the wedding dress stuff on Martha, telling her to pick something that makes you look the most beautiful. Give me a break. There's no dress that can make someone as hurtful as you look beautiful, not just to Dad, but also to Mr. Johnson.
You don't have to talk to me like that. I didn't know anything about your father's death.
It's all because you're so self-centered, isn't it? You met Mr. Johnson for some reason, and you fell for him. Then your love for Dad started to fade, and you used the strained relationship as an excuse for divorce. After that, you quickly moved on to marrying Mr. Johnson.
Wait a minute.
You were so busy making yourself look good, all for your own sake. And because of that, you didn't even notice calls or messages from everyone.
That's true, but it wasn't on purpose.
Even if it wasn't on purpose, you were involved with another man before you and Dad divorced. I can't forgive you for that. I made sure to tell Mr. Johnson everything about what happened. I truly feel sorry for him, innocent as he is.
Huh? So he knows I was two-timing him?
Yes, I told him.
What did he say?
He was shocked. He said he never imagined you could be like that. He was thinking all this time that your husband passed away a long time ago. He was attracted to your sincerity, kindness, and femininity, but it was all a lie.
Enough! What have you done? You have no right to take away my happiness.
You don't have the right to take away my happiness either.
What?
You told Martha that I'm going to divorce her because she canceled your wedding.
Well, I was upset.
You can't get married to Mr. Johnson anymore.
What do you mean?
Now that he knows everything you did to him, he said he can't be with you anymore.
What?
What do you expect? Think about how he feels. Well, it is what it is.
Wait a minute. I want to get married to him. Do something about it.
I'm busy with Dad's funeral. Do something about it yourself. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Don't ever reach out again.
Nick!
Martha, why do I have to go through all this because my ex-husband passed away? I've been criticized by my son and then completely cut off. And now, even my fiancé is leaving me. It's just too much. You must have filled Nick's head with all sorts of things, didn't you?
Please stop making baseless accusations. Isn't it all just the consequence of your own actions? You were already dating Mr. Johnson while you were still married to James, right?
Well,
that's considered adultery, isn't it? I heard that before he passed away, James was dismayed by your selfish behavior. Nick also mentioned how he couldn't forgive your behavior that troubled James. Yet, despite all that, he still loved you. Considering how Nick feels knowing this, I'm speechless.
I get that Nick was shocked. That was my fault. But still, does that give him the right to spill everything to my fiancé and ruin our relationship, right?
Mr. Johnson himself decided not to marry, not Nick, so don't blame him. He must have been as shocked as Nick. I doubt he's planning to reconcile with you, to be honest.
Oh no. I want to be happy. I want to live the rest of my life with love. I need him for that.
That being said,
you're my daughter-in-law, right? Go convince him to marry me.
What? Why me?
Nick is mad at me. You're the only one I can ask. Help your mother-in-law for once.
With all due respect, if my husband has cut ties with you, I don't feel obligated to help you. Also, considering the feelings of James and Mr. Johnson, I can't bring myself to feel inclined to help you.
You're such a cocky daughter-in-law.
We're no longer related since I'm cutting ties with you. I don't want you to contact me ever. If you need anything, figure it out yourself. I'm done with you.
You're kidding, right? Don't be like that and help me. I'm about to lose everything.
You should have seen this coming. You deserve this. I don't want anything to do with you. I will block you now. Good luck with your life.
Hold on, Martha.
Goodbye.
Martha!
Following discussions with Mr. Johnson, we decided to cancel my mother-in-law's marriage. Considering he was deceived and became a victim in this situation, it's only fair. So the cancellation fee for the wedding venue was charged to my mother-in-law. Since she was the one who had signed the contract, she had used up her share of the assets from the divorce with my father-in-law on personal expenses and had no savings. She had to explain the situation to her relatives, who agreed to cover the cost. However, one condition was that she had to work at a factory owned by her relatives for the rest of her life. Sherry is sadly living in the dormitory of a factory run by relatives, where she goes to work in tears every day. It seems she won't be able to leave until she repays the amount covered for her. Nick and I are continuing to spend time together as usual. Now that everything is settled after the funeral, we're discussing our future plans. Thank you for your time today. I look forward to being part of your family.
Huh? You're not smart enough to even understand anything, are you?
What? What do you mean?
Did I look like I was happy that you're getting married to my son?
But you said you're happy I'm marrying Eric, and he'll have someone to cook for him.
Yes, I am. He won't eat right unless someone tells him to. I'm happy that he has a caretaker now.
A caretaker?
But I was thinking beyond that. I want a cute grandbaby, you know?
Are you saying my child is not cute?
Look in the mirror. They say everyone has a different sense of beauty. I'll train you by living with me. You should be thankful.
Yes, I'll work on it. Hi, Susan. Are you home?
Yes, but where are you? It's already afternoon and you haven't even done the laundry yet.
I'm shopping as fast as I can, but I texted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
That's not the way to do it. You should at least check the shopping list and make a plan for the day.
When I was about to do the laundry, you told me to go shopping first, didn't you? So I thought I'd double-check before I pay. I texted you to see if there was anything else I should get.
As usual, you don't think for yourself. You rely on others. It's past noon and the sun is setting. Why haven't you done the laundry? You really are useless in everything you do. If you have time to make excuses, get it done before I tell you. Anyway, are the other chores done?
No, I still need to clean upstairs.
Huh? It's almost evening and you haven't finished cleaning yet? What have you been doing all morning? Besides, you left the dishes you used this morning.
Yes, I know. I was in the middle of cleaning when you insisted me to go to a limited period sale. So I left it as it was and went out. I will wash the dishes when I get back.
I don't like the way you're talking to me. It sounds like it's my fault that you haven't finished all your chores.
No, it's not like that. I'm just telling you the facts.
What? You're always making excuses for yourself, aren't you? I keep you at home to take care of my family. If you're that useless, I'll have you leave right now.
I'm not your housekeeper, and that's a terrible thing to say.
Terrible? Of course. You don't even look good, and I let you marry my son. You should at least take care of the house. Don't be such a spoiled brat. Get back home and continue the chores.
Okay. Susan, I think there was a thief in the house.
What? What are you talking about?
Things are missing. Or did you go into our room?
It's my house. I can go wherever I want. You have a problem with that?
Some things are missing. Clothes are obviously missing, and hats, bags, and accessories that were important to me. I've searched the whole room.
Oh, about that? You don't have to thank me.
What?
For cleaning up the mess. It was hard to throw them away.
Why would you do that without asking me first?
Because you don't have time to go out. You can't do anything, and you have to do chores all day long because you're so slow. So you don't need that many clothes. There are also a lot of clothes that were in poor taste.
That's a terrible thing to say. There were so many things I cherished.
How could you have so many fancy clothes? You're not having an affair, are you?
I would never cheat on Eric, and there was nothing in my clothes that was in bad taste. They are appropriate for my age.
Are you going to make excuses again? You don't need brand name clothes when you're a wife. A pair of sweatshirt and jeans is all you need. You're mostly busy cleaning the house.
That's true, but there were a lot of things Eric bought for me. I keep all the clothes and accessories which I have good memories.
Oh my! He has wasted so much money.
He never wasted. It's just how he feels about me. Why did you do that?
It's better to be light when you leave home, isn't it? It won't be long before you get dumped anyway.
Dumped? I have no intention to leave Eric. I'm sure he thinks so too. It won't be like that.
You're always nagging. Eric is my son. He does whatever I tell him to do. If he finds a better woman, I'll have him divorce you in a second.
Why are you going that far? Why do you hate me so much? Did I do something to offend you? If you have a reason, please tell me.
You were a joke.
What?
I don't like you because you were useless from the beginning.
Oh my.
And yet, my husband exclaimed that you'd make a good wife. Eric insisted on marrying you. I had no choice but to let him marry you. As for me, I still don't have the heart to forgive him. You better not get carried away.
Susan?
But my husband passed away right after he got married. So I'm the biggest person in this house now. What I say is absolute.
But that doesn't mean you can tell me to divorce.
If I'd become the biggest one a little earlier, none of this would have happened. I'm so annoyed with you playing a good wife every day. I keep thinking he'd just get fed up with you and divorce you. But you're as bad as it gets. You don't even realize when you're being teased.
You were planning to kick me out from the beginning.
Of course, I told you. I don't accept you as my daughter-in-law. If you say you won't leave this house, I'll bully you even more.
Bully me? I have no intention of divorcing Eric.
You know, being stubborn won't do you any good. Well, it's impossible for you to remarry, isn't it? I guess you'll just have to hang in there. I'm going to make it my life's purpose to bully you.
You were a nasty person. If you hate me so much, I shouldn't have moved in with you in the first place.
Huh? You're so useless. I couldn't entrust Eric to you even for a moment. I told you I'd train you, didn't I? It's a waste of time for me to visit you every time. The best way to get rid of you is to live with me and keep an eye on you.
I can't believe you thought I was such a pain in the neck.
I'm going to bully you until you move out. I can't wait to see you cry. If you don't like it, get a divorce and get out. Oh my God! The house! The house! Where are you? Answer me! Are you ignoring me? Why is there no luggage? I don't even have my breakfast. Not only are you useless, you have no manners. Mom, it's Eric. Hey, what are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be Eric. Just explain the situation. I told you it's Eric. I'm on WhatsApp right now. Huh? This is Allison's phone, right? Yes, but I'm the one texting you right now. Mom, I won't let you contact Allison from now on. Why not? I don't have my stuff. I just contacted her because I was worried about her. From now on, I'm going to check first when you contact her. Besides, as you can see, we've decided to move out. You're moving out of the house? Just the two of you? What are you talking about? There's no way you can leave me. You're really weird. You're my eldest son. You have to stay with me all the time. Mom, listen to me. I've warned you many times before, haven't I? If you hurt Allison, we can't live with you. And yet, day in and day out, you tormented her. And after all that, you told her to get a divorce and get out of the house. You called her useless, even though she did all the housework for you. I didn't think you could be that ungrateful. Hey, are you really Eric? Yes, I am. I've been telling you for a while now. I'm really disappointed in your behavior towards Allison. I'm not going back to that house. We've decided to move out so we can live together as a couple. Wait a minute. Why are you suddenly talking like that? I don't understand. I've been warning you for a while, so it's not so sudden, is it? How many times have I told you who's the most important person to me? She's just making you say that. I can't believe you're moving out. You should have at least told me the day before. Sneaking around like a rat. What choice do we have? If we tell you we're moving out, you might question Allison if it's true or not. And what about those awful messages you sent to her? How could you say such terrible things? I feel so bad for Allison. It's not a terrible thing. I was educating her. I was disciplining her so that she wouldn't be ashamed to be your wife. Huh? Education? Discipline? She's much more respectable than you are. No matter how much work she has to do, she did everything you asked for. Even the food is 100 times better than what you make. And she's been holding back all this time without telling me. Holding back? As far as I can see, she didn't. I just purposely didn't do things around the house for her. I was testing her to see how witty she could be as a wife. Stop screwing around. Your house was dirtier when you were cleaning. Even if she couldn't do the housework, it's none of your business. If she does it every day, she'll eventually get better, right? You just want to enjoy yourself by forcing her to do everything. All I want is Allison to be there for me. Are you saying I can't do the housework better than that woman? I've been doing it all my life and keeping the house clean. And I didn't want to hurt you, so I didn't tell you until now, but she's cheating on you. That's why I've been watching her to make sure she doesn't go out behind my back. Huh? You still say that? There's no way she would do something like that. That's ridiculous. Eric, Why don't you believe me? I'm not lying. There were clothes that look a little exotic and a lot of flashy accessories. I can't think of anything else but cheating on you with all that stuff. That's the thing. Most of them were gifts I gave her. I'm sorry for having such bad taste. Don't try to make her look bad by making up some random reason. But think about it. She doesn't work, she stays home, so she doesn't need those clothes, right? She has dinner with me, goes out shopping, she wears it when we go to the movies. She gets dressed up when we go on a date. What's wrong with that? You don't have to spend your vacation time doing that. What is it that you want? Are you telling me to get a divorce because she's cheating on me? Yes, exactly. I was against your marriage in the first place. You and that woman are not a good couple. You deserve better. Worthy or unworthy, it's none of your business. It's not up to you to decide who I marry. If you're saying she's cheating on me, show me the proof. I don't have any proof. I'm the biggest person in this house, okay? I'm the one who says to get divorced, and you're not going to do that? No, I'm definitely not. I know who is the most important person for me. It's not for parents to interfere. But I want you to be happy. That's why I want you to marry a woman who's worthy of you. Huh? You know, Mom, even if it wasn't Allison, you would have done the same thing, right? That's not true. I really wanted to marry Allison. I proposed to her over and over again, begged and pleaded, and finally we got married. What? I have no intention of divorcing her. I have no intention of marrying anyone other than Allison. I know which is more important, you or Allison. If you won't change your mind, there's only one way. Wait a minute, Eric. What are you talking about? You hurt my precious wife. I'm breaking off the relationship with you. It's a shame to have a parent who's mean and can't even be thankful. Wait a minute. Why should I be told such a thing? Allison has been putting up with you and living in that house as long as she could. But I found a house for us to move in, and I convinced her to leave the house. You're lying, right? I won't forgive you for such a lie. And you're abandoning your mother? I'm not abandoning you. You kicked us out, didn't you? You can't say I kicked you out. I didn't do anything. So don't leave. Eric, Allison is cheating on you, okay? Why can't you see that? It's okay to be deceived. What do you mean? If being deceived makes me like her more, that's fine. Well, she's a woman who put up with scum parents like you without telling me. I don't think she's going to do something behind my back. Eric, you are being brainwashed. Think about your future properly. Of course, there are better people than that goofy wife who can't even have kids. Why are you talking about children all of a sudden? That's never been mentioned before. You guys can't have kids forever, can you? If there's an attractive man like you and can't have kids, I can only assume there's something wrong with that woman. Isn't that right? It's none of your business. How can it be none of my business? You're going to have grandchildren for me. I don't need a woman who can't even let me hold my grandchildren. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? About what? That's because I said I still want to take more time. You can't have a baby if your life is not stable, you know? What? I'm going to leave now and think about having a baby. Even when a baby is born, I won't let you see it. That's such a terrible thing to say. I can't hold your child. It's too much. You know what? Let's talk about it, just the three of us. There's nothing to talk about. I'm sorry if I was wrong. It's important to talk face to face, right? So let's talk together with Allison. Don't say things that don't mean anything to me. You're only apologizing because I'm angry. You don't even feel bad. How can you be sorry? You deserve a lonely life from now on.
Eric!
I have no intention of seeing you in the future. Don't ever appear in front of us again. I'm breaking up with you as of today.
Wait a minute! Hey, Eric!
From now on, live alone and free. Don't ever show your face in front of us again. And if you have trouble making a living, don't bother us.
Oh no! Wait! Please! It's me. What? Who is this?
I heard you had a baby.
Is it Susan?
I'm going to live with you guys again. Do you have any idea how I had been living for the past 3 years?
Susan, you changed your account, didn't you?
It can't be helped, can it? You people blocked me. I've been alone because of you. While I was feeling lonely, I couldn't stand your being happy with Eric and my grandbaby. Which one of us is the mean girl?
Did you forget what you promised me?
What?
Eric told me not to get on WhatsApp with you, so I blocked it. Now excuse me because he would get angry.
Wait, you think there's nothing you can do? I found you guys. He's just like the young Eric, with the big eyes. I'll raise that boy myself.
Please don't joke. I won't let him see you. The child is our child.
How can you joke about that? I let you stay with Eric for 3 years. Give me back what is precious to me. Give me back my grandchild too.
Eric and the child are not things. I have no intention of divorcing him no matter how many years pass. I will protect my child together with him.
You're still talking so cheekily. You won't get away with this. Prepare yourself.
Susan! Susan, answer me. You can call me if you want.
Oh, what can I do for you? Finally, my beloved son and grandson are coming back. How I dreamed of this day.
I can't believe I'm even doing this. How did you get into our house?
Huh? You're as dumb as ever, aren't you? There are so many ways to do this. I hired a detective and paid him to look for you. This is a small price to pay.
Did you go through all that trouble?
Because you took something important from me, didn't you? So I'd better get it back. Otherwise, I'll hate you for the rest of my life.
Susan, this is kidnapping. Do you think you can do this?
What? He's my grandson. There's no way this is kidnapping. Well then, me and this child are leaving. I'll drive home safely. Have a good day. Stop banging on the front door. You're disturbing the neighbors. What are you thinking? What are you going to do if they file complaints on me?
Thank God you are home. You finally answered me.
What's all the fuss out there? You're really crazy.
You took my son away from me. There isn't a parent in the world who wouldn't get crazy.
I'm going to scream right here. Ah! Huh?
Ah! Susan, please give me back my child. Please don't kidnap him. You can bully me all you want, but please give my child back.
I told you not to do that. I told you it's not kidnapping.
No, you're right. You took a doll that looks just like my son. It's well made, isn't it?
What? No way. It's true that he looks like he is sleeping, but that can't be true. You switched it because you thought I was coming?
Well, you can imagine, can't you? I knew you would do such a horrible thing. I was in the same room the whole time, and with the baby the whole time.
You don't mind if it's a doll, so stop screaming.
I knew you'd come to check on me because you're so mean. Just come out and give me back my child.
Oh, hey.
Oh, your neighbors have finally come out. I'm calling the child's name with weeping face, you know. This makes you look like a great kidnapper, doesn't it? Stop it! I didn't do anything. That can't be true. You climbed up on our balcony. You climbed in through the upstairs window without permission. What does it matter? What? Don't you know? That's trespassing. We've reported it to the police. What? The police? What are you doing? What am I doing? You broke in from the second floor balcony. Isn't that a crime? You've been my servant until now, but suddenly, what are you doing? How many years ago are you talking about? I'm a mother now, and I'm stronger too. I know what's important to me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I know the baby is important. I hate you. You even took my son from me. You had it coming, didn't you? What are you going to do after kidnapping my baby? Do you understand the situation you're in? What? The neighbors came outside in surprise because I screamed, right? If I continue to explain to them, even a fool knows what they would think of you, don't you? I just went over to my son's house for a few minutes. I don't care if the neighbors see me, but if you're bringing him here, then give me the baby. I will never give you my baby, ever. What? I mean, are you okay with the neighbors knowing you're a criminal? What kind of a joke are you? Who the heck do you think you are? To what extent do you want to make me feel alone? Stop playing the victim. 3 years ago, Eric told you to stay out of our life. Stop it! If this baby isn't real, I want you to leave now. Are you kidding me? Promise me you'll never come near my family again. No, I want to see my son and grandson. I'll go to the police. I'll tell them we had a burglar. The scene is still there, but did you put on gloves? I've got Eric's permission too. What? There's no way he would hand me over to the police. You, whom I dislike so much that I've broken up with you, broke into my house, kidnapping my child. Eric told you who is the most important person for him 3 years ago, didn't he? That's not... What you just said is a lie, right? You're joking, right? I'm the one Eric dumped? After I told him that you contacted me, he was the one who told me not to leave the baby even for a moment. He said he was sure you'd do something about it. So in a way, your son understood you as a mother. Does that make you happy? I don't think so. I am now going to the police for a restraining order. I'll do everything I can to make sure you're never involved with us ever again. Don't say that. I was just lonely. I'm sorry, okay? I just wanted to live with you guys. I'll be nice to you from now on, so please forgive me. It was then that the crowd gathered. The police arrived and approached me. I was crying and screaming, but they spoke to me kindly. When they heard my story, they took Susan away. I told them that I had replaced the dolls, but I was worried that she would come after the baby again. I told them that even one doll would be considered theft in the first place. As a result, they agreed to conduct a crime scene investigation and take strict measures to deal with the situation. However, as it was her first time committing such a crime, she was sent home in no time. But she couldn't stand the eyes of the neighbors, so she sold the house and moved to her parents' house in the countryside. Anyway, I am relieved that nothing happened to my baby. We have plans to build our own house in the near future. As soon as the house is ready, we are going to move in. I want to live happily with my precious family for a long time.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!